A detective's daughter isn't someone you'd expect to become caught up in a true crime story, but in the case of Georgia Williams, that's exactly what happened. Georgia wasn't this criminal's first victim, but investigators ensured that she was certainly his last. She went to someone she trusted, but it turned out to be a mistake. Join us as we delve deep into the harrowing story of Georgia Williams, a story of betrayal, terror, and ultimately, justice. Georgia Williams was born in Shropshire, England, on the 7th of September 1995. She had a loving and tight-knit home life and was incredibly close to her family. She lived with her father, Stephen, a police officer, her mother, Lynette, and her older sister, Scarlett. Georgia was a straight-A student, the head girl at her school, and was a cadet in the Air Training Corps, hoping one day to become a Royal Air Force paramedic. Described as having an infectious personality and smile, she was a very popular 17-year-old who was adored by those who knew her. Georgia started working part-time at a petrol station and quickly made friends with her colleagues, including 23-year-old Jamie Reynolds. Even though Georgia's family knew Jamie, she didn't want to date him, but she was still nice to him. Georgia had been bullied when she was younger, so she didn't want Jamie to feel left out. She understood how bad it feels to be left out. Reynolds expressed his interest in photography and invited Georgia to model for him. They planned a photo shoot at Jamie's parents' house on May 26, 2013. Georgia left the family barbecue and met Jamie and her friends, leaving her parents behind. After the photo shoot, Georgia's mother Lynette contacted her, but she informed her that she would be staying with friends for a while and didn't know when she would return home. Lynette checked on Georgia the next morning but found her bed untouched. She later received a response stating that she had lost track of time and had stayed with her friends. The message ended by saying, "My battery is dying too." This was not a common thing for Georgia to do. She didn't ever want to cause people to worry and never failed to let her family know where she was. She was due to go to a music festival and take her first driving lesson, and her parents knew that missing those two things was a concerning sign. As it got to Tuesday morning, no one had heard anything from Georgia in almost 2 days. It was at this point that her parents really started to panic. They began to ring around her friends to see if she had stayed at their house overnight, but none of her friends had seen or heard from her. Her phone was now going straight to voicemail. Her boyfriend, Matthew, made a desperate appeal on Facebook, and word quickly spread that she was missing. Her parents went to the police, who found out she had spent the evening with Jamie Reynolds. The police conducted a routine background check on Georgia, raising concerns about her safety. In 2008, Reynolds was given a final warning for attempting to strangle a 16-year-old girl he had lured into false pretenses of helping her with a project. His parents reported an obsession with violent pornography and snuff films depicting rape and asphyxiation. The youth offending team and mental health services visited Reynolds, but the police took no further action. In 2011, Reynolds was put on the police radar again when he purposely ran into a colleague's car after she rejected him romantically. Using CCTV and number plate recognition, Reynolds and his van were spotted in Glasgow, Scotland, but no sign of Georgia Williams was found. Shropshire police contacted Scotland Police, and Reynolds was arrested and brought back to Shropshire for further questioning. The next morning, senior police officers found Reynolds' camera in the house, which contained a memory card. The officers found the horrific picture of Georgia Williams, forced onto a box with a noose around her neck, and Reynolds kicked the box from under her and hanged her. She was photographed like this all over the house, and after he was done, he raped her dead body, which he also photographed. With this, Reynolds was charged, but he refused to tell them where Georgia's body was. Detective Sergeant Hopwood, who was assigned to assist in the case, described him as someone playing games. The police began to formulate a timeline of Reynolds' movements in the days after Georgia's disappearance, and CCTV would play a vital role in adding to their case. A day after Georgia went missing, he was spotted on camera filling up his van with fuel. Little did anyone know at the time, but Georgia was already dead, and her body was in the back of the van. After he killed her, he drove 60 miles to Wrexham in Wales, where he stopped to watch a film at a cinema. He watched one of the Fast and Furious films, the same movie he had been trying to persuade Georgia to go and watch with him. With Reynolds already in custody, the police asked the public for their help. Several people came forward to tell police they had helped Reynolds at the side of the road when his van had gotten stuck. As soon as the police heard the location, they knew that they would soon find Georgia. On the 31st of May, 5 days after she had gone missing, they found the body of Georgia Williams. She was naked and barely hidden in a woodland area near Wrexham. Jamie Reynolds was officially charged with murder. However, it was uncertain as to how he would plead in court. Georgia's father, Stephen, said he watched Reynolds before he entered the courtroom as he laughed and joked, showing no remorse or care for the destruction he had caused. But before he entered the courtroom, his demeanour quickly changed to almost meek and childlike. Jamie Reynolds pled guilty to murder, much to the relief of Georgia's family. On December 19th, he was given the harshest sentence possible under British criminal law, a whole life order, meaning he would never be released from prison. He became one of the youngest people in British criminal history to receive this sentence. An investigation into how Jamie Reynolds' previous attacks on women were handled by the police was carried out, and subsequently, 6 police officers from the West Mercier Police were served with misconduct notices regarding the 2008 case. The local community raised over $2,500 for a memorial bench for Georgia Williams, and her family established the Georgia Williams Trust, a charity that supports young people through grants and partnerships, paying tribute to her passion and spirit. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. If you have any thoughts or theories about this case, feel free to share them in the comments below. Stay tuned for our next episode.